The Last Train to Black Hollow, a realistic ghost horror story set in the United States. Location: Black Hollow, Pennsylvania, USA. Date: October 31st, 1997. Rail line: Keystone Northern Railway. Train number: 459. On the night of October 31st, 1997, a thick, unnatural fog swallowed the small railroad town of Black Hollow, Pennsylvania. Locals claimed the fog rolled down from the mountains, but old railway workers told a different story. They said the fog rose from the tracks. At exactly 11:47 p.m., train number 459 arrived at the platform. According to official records, that train was not supposed to exist. The Northern Rail line had been shut down more than 40 years earlier after a deadly accident. Yet that night, the train doors opened. The unusual passengers: Michael Harris, a 32-year-old railway safety inspector from Ohio, stepped onto the train carrying a clipboard and a camera. He had been assigned to investigate repeated signal failures detected along the abandoned route. Only a few passengers boarded with him. An elderly woman dressed entirely in black, clutching a rosary. A teenage boy with pale skin and empty eyes. A silent couple who never looked at each other. And a middle-aged man reading a newspaper. Dated October 31st, 1952. Michael noticed the date immediately. The man never turned the page. A train that didn't obey time. The train began moving smoothly into the fog. As it passed the town limits, Michael checked his phone. No signal. The digital clock inside the car froze at 11:52 p.m. It never moved again. Outside the windows, the world changed. Street lights vanished. Trees twisted closer to the tracks. The fog pressed against the glass like something breathing. Then the conductor appeared. His uniform looked decades old. Faded blue fabric, cracked leather gloves, tarnished brass buttons. "Tickets, please," he said quietly. When Michael handed over his ticket, the conductor stared at it for several seconds. "You're not supposed to be on this train," the conductor whispered. The sound beneath the floor. As the train climbed deeper into the mountains, the sound of the rails changed. It no longer sounded like steel against steel. It sounded like voices, whispers, cries, screams. Michael crouched and pressed his ear to the floor. The sound was coming from below the tracks. The elderly woman began praying louder. The teenage boy carved strange symbols into the seat. Old railroad. Warning marks once used to signal death zones. The car that shouldn't exist. Michael moved toward the rear of the train and froze. Car number 7. The train's blueprint listed only 6 cars. Inside, the temperature dropped instantly. The seats were filled with people, miners, railroad workers, families, children, wearing clothes from different decades. None of them moved. None of them breathed. At the far end of the car stood a cracked mirror. Michael looked into it and saw himself, not alive, but burned, crushed, and bleeding on the tracks. The truth revealed. The conductor appeared behind him. "This line closed in 1952, the conductor said. "A derailment. Brake failure. Fire. No survivors." Michael's voice shook. "You died here." The conductor nodded slowly. So did everyone on this train. The truth became clear. Train number 459 was not transporting passengers. It was collecting souls. Every Halloween night, the train repeated the final journey of the original derailment, gathering the living, who wandered too close and binding them to the rails forever. The final stop. The train slowed. Through the fog appeared a broken platform, Black Hollow Station, abandoned since the 1950s. The passengers stood one by one. The silent couple vanished into smoke. The teenage boy turned to ash. The elderly woman smiled sadly before fading away. The man with the 1952 newspaper finally spoke. "This is the last stop." The doors opened. Michael ran. He jumped from the moving train as it screamed into the fog, disappearing without a trace. Aftermath. Michael survived, but he quit his job, destroyed his reports, and never stepped near a railroad again. Only one photograph remains, a blurry image of train number 459, taken last year, with new lights and new passengers. Warning: to this day, railway workers across Pennsylvania report hearing a train whistle every October 31st at 11:47 p.m., even when no tracks exist. If you ever hear it, do not follow it, do not board it, because once you do, the rails will remember your name.